Nuggie review. Third episode of the series. I've only had drivers on here, so sorry you're a non, but
I'm a rental cart.
Yeah, you're
driver.
a rental cart driver. But if you couldn't tell by now, the third guest for the Nuggie review, Greg Stumpff, off Axis Paint. Welcome.
Yeah, 3 for Dale.
Yeah,
I'm
3 for
excited.
Dale.
I'm excited to be your third.
Yeah, welcome to the show. And I'm also going to take this time to kind of put it out there. If you guys haven't noticed by the shirt, Richmar Flores signing on to be a personal sponsor of mine. Really excited to work with them, be a part of the Richmar Racing family. Greg over here, we're going to get a really cool helmet going together here. Really talk about my heritage kind of with Day of the Dead and capitalize on Richmar's brand as well. So it's going to be a really cool helmet. Really excited to work on with these guys. And now I guess it's time to tell some stories, I guess.
Oh, man.
Yeah, but might as well acknowledge it right away. Our official third nugget. This is probably like the highest requested one.
I feel so vanilla eating these as your nuggets, but
it's fine.
I'm
sorry. Honestly, well, the thing is, it's been the most requested.
Has it?
So,
yeah. Okay.
Every time we've done one, it's like, you guys gotta do Chick-fil-A. You gotta do Chick-fil-A, and I've been so against it, but like. Because, you're trying to be keto, trying to be healthy.
Yeah, sorry about that. We're not really on the keto full. It's me and Justin Allgaier, and he's the reason I'm eating grilled nuggets. So last year we were like, let's start running and getting healthy because we're old. We're not as young as you. We're both early 30s. We're not on the backside yet, but we've been trying to eat healthy, and now we're apparently back on it, I guess. He just like, I don't know, it's random, and he's like, let's do a month of this, and I'm like,
oh god,
okay.
And the one time we tried to do a nugget review, because we've been talking about doing this for like a month, but just like everything, obviously this is I shouldn't say post-pandemic, we're still in the middle of the pandemic. Me and Mark laughed because we went to the ARCA race at IRP, and the announcer says, well, now that the pandemic's over.
And we're like, whoa. I don't think so.
But obviously, we're kind of taking our measures here, kind of socially distant.
We are the farthest away we could possibly be.
Yeah, like this is the farthest away we could possibly be while it's still being natural, and still being authentic.
I'm not.
The last thing we want to do is like talk through a window.
I'm not talking at you. So
yeah,
okay.
The worst I'll do is like breathe on you.
All right, well, go ahead. I'm ready.
But we'll just jump right into it. Obviously, just shout on some nugs while you're talking. Or
done.
I was about to say, go ahead and start eating. Like this is like.
Also, okay. I'm gonna eat the Chick-fil-A sauce because
Justin said it was allowed.
Chick-fil-A, it's Chick-fil-A sauce. It's their signature sauce. Why would you not eat
exactly?
That?
But so let's just kind of jump right into it.
Okay.
Obviously, like I had heard of Off Axis. I know, right?
So good.
Normally, I get the grilled nuggets, but just for tradition, I got the regular ones, which I haven't had in like, it's probably been 5 years.
They're delicious.
But
okay.
Anyways, I heard of Off Axis like 3 years before I even moved out here. So like I've known about Off Axis for like 3 years, 2015.
On MySpace.
Yeah, back in that day.
Some on MySpace.
I'm not old enough for MySpace.
That's true. God, they're just talking about being old. Ugh.
Yeah. Like, so kind of tell me a little bit about like how you kind of got this started. That's kind of like the big one for me.
One, everybody asks, how did I come up with the name Off Axis? And they want this big story about how it's got all this meaning behind it. Honestly, I was just working in my parents' garage back in Missouri. That's where I'm from. And I needed a name to put on like a bank account to get checks. And Off Axis sounded cool. So that's what I did. So there's I never thought it would be like in a shop like we have in North Carolina and have all these clients. It was just a name to throw on there. So I did that, and I worked for some dirt teams back in Missouri, and started traveling, started meeting people. I was already an artist. I already had airbrushed since I was like 14, thanks to an awesome high school art teacher that I had. That's cool. And so when I started traveling and meeting all these people, I was like, oh, helmet is like, people pay money to get their helmets painted. It's not like a hobby. So
it's incredible. There's so many different, like, you can get really creative with this. Like, just my recent helmet, the one that we did prior to the one that we're doing right now, it's inspired by AJ Foyt's Indy 500 helmet. Harris designed it, but you could see just all the detail that goes into it.
Yeah.
The flake that's on the helmet, the design of my scar.
I think that's what was like the most, the thing that caught my eye the most. It was like the most personal thing you could do. Yes. Not one helmet's the same, and it's like, you're turning around and you're showing people and you're like, oh, I put this in here, because I love this or whatever,
Yeah.
So it's like that one thing you can take wherever, and people try and call me.
Big time.
No. But I started meeting people and knowing more people, and they would send me their helmets, and then I'd ship them back out here, and then most of the time I was shipping them back to North Carolina, and I was painting for Mark Martin and David Reagan and Kenny Wallace, and I was, like, dream come true, just to have your helmet involved in a cup race, so
that's a big deal, like, especially for just kind of like jumping.
Oh, it was the coolest thing in the world, man.
Mm-hmm.
So JJ Yaley was my first driver, and he was like a starting park then.
Yeah.
But it was like so cool looking at that TV screen and being like, I painted that guy's helmet,
Yeah.
And like knowing you're a part of it. So long story short, I threw everything in a U-Haul trailer. I moved out here. I worked out of a storage unit, slept on a couch in a spare bedroom for one of my friends for a while. I knew Allgaier, that's pretty much all I knew. I knew probably about 3 people, and I just started, put my head down and started working, and I didn't do anything but paint helmets, go to the racetrack, and meet people, and that's how it got started.
I was gonna say that's been kind of like the big thing that I've noticed is just like you're always at the racetrack too. I mean, you spot, you do all that stuff, like you're pretty heavily involved with your clients, those who you work with, which is really cool.
Yeah,
which I've seen a lot of.
I think when you're building a business, the more FaceTime you can possibly get, the more there's so much logos everywhere, and social media is so oversaturated now. It's like you can do so much on there, but until I talk to you face to face and you know who I am, then you're a little more loyal. You're a little more, you're not sending your helmets anywhere else because you know me, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So I think that's the biggest thing is just knowing the people and knowing how the sport works and how everything goes through the ladder system of, how sponsors are involved, and the more you know about what you work in, the more successful you're going to be.
Of course. I mean, that's just kind of like, that's at the end of the day, it's just building that relationship, with your clients and those who you work with. I mean, at this point, half of your clients are your friends. I mean, I consider you a friend. Like, this is, like, that's
at
the end of the day.
I'd say like 90%, like you know everybody.
That's
God,
awesome.
This is so serious.
I know, right? I mean, sometimes, like I said, the Nuggie reviews can get serious sometimes.
So serious.
This is our time to tell stories, enjoy some
I'm not a business, I don't know, well-rounded in the business. I never went to college for business, so I kind of just learned on my own. So I wouldn't say take advice from me.
Yeah. Well, I know just a few minutes ago, we were talking in the other room over here. We were talking about Sam Bass.
He's a legend.
I was going to say, we all know who Sam Bass is. Legend of the sport. Unfortunate passing there. What are some of, like, your favorite memories? Because you've worked hands-on with Sam on numerous occasions with the guitars and other helmet designs. What's like one of your favorite Sam Bass memories?
Oh man, probably just the day I met him. I would always see his work when I lived in the Midwest, and always kind of grew up just I mean he's the man when it comes to what we do with art and racing. Like, he's the top. You can't get any higher than him, and he did everything, man. Like, me and Harris are going through his storage unit right now, and just kind of picking things through for his wife, and one, insane that she trusts us with that much.
Yeah, she's so sweet.
Yeah, the nicest lady in the world.
Yes.
So it is really cool for her to trust us and let us go through his stuff and kind of see everything that he had his hand in, because it just through the 90s, just everything was Sam Bass, from coffee cans and baked bean cans to like Monopoly games, and everything in the world had designed by Sam Bass logo on it. So it's super cool to see, and it just shows you how much I guess potential I have left of untapped stuff that I haven't even got into. So but I think my favorite story is just I met him at Richmond, which he's from Virginia, and I just walked up to him on pit road and I said, I'm Greg and I paint helmets. And man, like, one, he could have blown me off because of how big he is, two, and then two, he could have been like, whatever, that's great, good luck, kid, but he took the time and was so intrigued in what I did and wanted to tell stories, and it's just the most personal, like, family man. Like, he's so down to earth, and you never, not once has anyone ever said a bad story about him, or I like Sam Bass, but I had this negative, like, just the most positive person you could possibly be, and it makes me want to be a better person and how I treat people every single day, just because of the way he was and how big of an idol he was in the sport, and such just a down to earth guy.
Oh yeah, I mean I can only assume, and I mean you talked about just now kind of like how you treat people and how those who you work with and all that, like those who you interact with. One of the things I actually had jotted down, you told me specifically not to talk about your favorite helmet or favorite experience. Well, how about this? Let's reverse that. What's your least favorite experience?
Oh, God.
Working with a driver. You don't have to name a name, or you don't have to, like, either what's your least favorite helmet / like, experience?
I don't know if there's, like, a least favorite. Like, there's definitely a least favorite, but... and there's definitely a least favorite team to work with, but it's just part of the deal, And nothing can be perfect every time,
Mm-hmm.
And I think some of the stuff that is not the most enjoyable is when you have a team call, like I had one today, and they need a helmet for this weekend, and it's it's Wednesday, So,
oh my God.
And sponsors just don't understand the time and the detail that goes into these, with hand painted helmets. So when you get someone like that and they're just throwing money at it and they're like, whatever the rush fee is, just get it done, and then you just get to a point where it's like, there is no possible way I can put the best artwork into this piece. And that is probably the most frustrating, So when it's that stuff, yeah, it pays great. But, if you saw that helmet at the track and it looked like crap because I only had 5 hours to do it, yeah. I'm not there to tell you that story.
I was going to say, like, if I were not an Alpha Axis guy, just had my plain helmet, and I was like, okay, who do I want to, get my helmet done by? And I see a helmet done with a shoddy job.
You're going to be like, oh, that's not great. I'm probably not going to call that guy to get my helmet painted.
Exactly. So it's a bad look.
Yeah, so that stuff is probably the most frustrating, where you just cannot, not possible to put your best, your best foot forward, and that's like your business card going out there, like that's,
of course.
Your helmet is what people see, and it has my logo on it, and that's, we want to make the best possible artwork every time, and when you can't do that, it's a little frustrating.
You want that logo to be like, the stamp.
Yeah, you want it to mean something. You want somebody to be proud of it. I want you to be proud to put on your helmet every weekend. So
yeah, and that's good. That's really important there. I'm pleasantly surprised by this, because, like I said, I haven't had these nuggets.
How long did you have to wait in line for these?
To be honest, it was only like 10 minutes.
Oh, that's not bad.
It was worth getting honked out for.
Yeah, we got honked at. That was very unchristian.
Like by a fan?
No.
Maybe they liked you.
Yeah, I mean, maybe he could have been. I don't know. But he didn't look happy. He didn't look very Christian-like.
Dude, I feel like you're a Christian if you go to Chick-fil-A, right? It makes you a Christian.
Yeah, I mean, you become holy. Yeah, exactly.
They do have the best system going down, dude. Like, they get people in and out of there, like...
That's what made me mad when the guy honked at me. Like,
I mean, it's a conveyor, but it might as well be like the Ford production line of fast food. They crush
100%.
it. Yeah,
it's the fastest line. Like, yeah, the line is huge, but like, worst you're gonna spend is 10 minutes in that line.
Yeah,
and you're out, and you're.
Don't ask Ryan, one of our artists out here, because he's ordered online like 3 times, and they've taken like 45 minutes to get his food because I think the online stuff needs a little work.
Online stuff always needs work, honestly.
Just get in line and get your food.
It's not hard.
Yeah.
Like, literally, we just left the house, and I said, all right, we gotta go stop by Chick-fil-A. Like, I could have ordered a nice nugget platter, but I was like, it's going to take like 2 minutes.
That's okay. This is delicious, by the way. Thank you.
This is great, of course. Yeah, every guest on the Nuggie Review gets nuggies by me, from me. There's no, he isn't paying for this.
Dang right.
Yes, this is his place, and he's paying for the bill and all this stuff.
I'm giving you no money for this.
Yeah, sponsors. Let me tell you. But
I love podcasts when they're just talking and they conveniently go into like a sponsor plug and it's like a commercial and you're like, oh god, because I always try to skip through them,
100%. I mean, and one thing that's good about Chick-fil-A is that they're very nutritious. Which, speaking of nutritious, look at NutriShop. Check them out online. I work with them. The great group of people. I actually hung that up.
That's
nice. Just giving them a little bit of love. They're not paying for any of this. I just felt like bringing them because they're a good help of mine. But
all right, one more nugget because I'm starving, and then we can.
I was gonna say you gotta hold some over for the end. I'm already down to 4.
Dude, I'm ready to rate it. Everything. Let's go.
Oh man, excuse me. That was gross.
Oh my god, there's fries.
I'm about to say, do you want fries?
No, I don't think I can have that.
Nope. One. Have one.
I can't do it.
You can't?
Mm-mm.
Man.
Justin will see this on YouTube, and he'll call and yell at me.
He'll yell at you?
Yeah, did you see him yell at AJ Allmendinger last weekend?
Yeah, that was. I saw him get out of the car, and like I love Justin. He's one of the nicest guys in the garage area. Like literally, probably.
He's up there with Sam Bass.
Yeah, one of the nicest dudes you'll ever meet. He's actually helped me out on numerous occasions. Like if I ever have a question or anything, he's always willing to, answer the call and help me out. But I just remember seeing him get out of the car and just speed walk. He didn't run.
Tiny little Justin.
He didn't walk. He didn't jog. He didn't sprint. He speed walked.
He's on a mission.
He looked like, remember like when Danica Patrick got dumped by Denny Hamlin and she like
I do
trotted down the pit road?
That's how he looked.
That's exactly how he looked.
Yeah, his car was not parked like right behind him either. Like
no,
he had to go pretty far.
He had to trot.
See, I don't want that yelling at me. I don't want that in my face. I'm not eating I'm not eating those fries.
In your face.
Yeah.
More at your chest or something. You're way taller than me. Justin, me and Justin are the same height about, so I could pick on him because we're equal.
Oh, I'll pick on him. Yeah, no problem.
He's gonna see this and hate this. Well, we were talking about all the other things that you've painted. Like, what is probably, because I've seen some of the things you've done. You've painted golf shoes, you've painted guitars, you've painted bowling balls, you painted pit crew helmets, race helmets. What's one of the wildest things you've painted?
Man,
like what ranks up there and like, man, that doesn't make sense that I painted that.
There's a lot of that. Yeah. I used to paint at theme parks back in the day in Branson, Missouri. That's where I grew up, and we would always get really weird requests. And one time, Noel, my other artist that we grew up together, this isn't really me, but we had a request of a guy who wanted a T-shirt painted. And he wanted a bass fish, and then he wanted like boobs on the bass fish with like in a bikini, basically. And I don't remember what it was, like some weird saying, like it's not the lips or something. Like, dude, it was just, it was so weird. And when you get those kind of requests, you're like, okay, like
I bet you felt kind of dirty painting that.
A little bit, yeah. But I have to find this picture. But it's not me and Noel painted it, obviously. But it's just like, you're walking up to an airbrush T-shirt shack where you can literally get anything painted on it, a shirt, with your name on it.
Opportunities are limitless,
and that's what you come up with.
And you chose with a bass with boobs.
Dude, just the tourists that would come up with stuff there would just blow your mind. Yeah, it's so. And we've painted like Halloween. We painted people's like full body to look like Spider-Man. Like,
oh. You said that, and I was like, my mind went to the gutter.
Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah. No, we've won some Halloween contests before with our paintwork.
Really?
So yeah, we just stick with helmets now. We don't really. I don't mess with that stuff anymore.
So correct me if I'm wrong. So that means you were like those people at the theme park that like you came up to them, you pay them money.
You pay them, yes, yeah.
Yeah, no, it's for free. And they just like paint.
Yeah, you gotta get like a beach scene on your shirt in Branson, Missouri. I don't know why you need a beach scene on your shirt, but and then your name. You gotta put your name on there, and just in case you forget
your name,
who you are at the theme park. I guess
I forgot my name.
It was great experience because you had an airbrush in your hand every single day, and it was long hours, and like that's how we got good at what we were doing. But like I don't mentally understand. I don't know why airbrush T-shirts are a thing. Like I don't, and it's such a popular thing. It
is very popular. Like
it's so weird.
I remember being like 6 or 7 and like going to Knott's Berry Farm out in California, and like,
you got one.
Like, and I didn't get one.
But you wanted one.
I wanted one
all day long. That's all you could think of.
All the cool kids had an airbrush T-shirt. Every single cool kid. And now looking back on it, that's dumb.
I'm not a cool kid, I guess, because me personally, I would never want something with my freaking name on it. I guess on a white T-shirt, like a Hanes white T-shirt.
Oh God, yeah, that's funny.
You should get airbrush T-shirts for your entire team.
Oh yeah, well we're actually, I don't know if you saw this. You know that how I got my pit sign done with George the dog on it. So I'm gonna go into another story about that later. But we're actually getting that same design on shirts.
Oh, perfect.
It's actually coming out like today.
Can we airbrush everyone's name on the shirts?
We could.
We could do that.
Do you want to do it?
Yeah, we have like Darlington or something.
Yeah.
Throwback
George. Put like a mullet on the Chihuahua. So like the funny thing about that
it's so dumb.
The funny thing about that is I got that sign made, and because I wanted to do something fun. Like the team loves George. We have another dog there, Billy. We also love him. I'm probably going to do something like that for Billy as well.
I mean, you have to. Can't be not fair like that.
No, yeah. Now I really got to think about getting Billy made, but so I asked my buddy Noah Sweet. I'm sure you know who Noah is or something. He's on Twitter and stuff. He does a lot of graphic design. And I shot him a message. I said, hey, I need you to do kind of like I don't know what it's called. I think it's like a vector where he just traces it or something. Like he doesn't have to draw it, but like just kind of go over it because it was a photo. It was an iPhone photo. And so
that's super nice of you.
Yeah.
God, I love when people send me logos from a screenshot from Facebook and say, "Put this on my helmet."
Put this on my helmet.
It is the best.
I have a .jpeg. But
that's all grainy. And when you open it on your computer, it's 3 centimeters tall. Thank you.
Been open this entire time.
I appreciate it.
Yeah. But.
Sorry, Noah.
Yeah. So, anyways, we send Noah.
I apologize for him.
Yeah. Well, he did a really good job with it. So here's what he did. He took that. He did like the tracing around it, and he kind of like cleaned it up. Well, the thing about George. Mark laughing. So George, really sweet, like adorable little dog, nicest dog in the world. He has a 5th leg.
Oh boy.
And when I sent the photo to Noah, he wasn't even full George.
Yeah.
But he was like, "Hey, can I like
tone this down a little more PG, maybe?"
So, like you'll notice, like on it, like George isn't completely George.
Just put pants on him, dude.
Yeah. So he actually had to Photoshop around,
Oh, I'm so sorry, Noah. That's a part of it, though.
It is.
It's a part of it.
If you're going to be an artist, you got to work around dog wieners.
Yeah. Yeah. Unfortunately, I never went to like college art where I had to like draw people and have models in there and.
Oh boy.
Yeah, just some weird stuff. Like
how awkward that's got to be.
There's some good Saturday Night Live skits about that.
Oh god.
Too young for that. It's okay.
Too young. Yeah. So obviously we were talking earlier about how like you work really closely with Justin, and same thing with the other people you work with as well.
He better be paying us for all this mentions of Justin Allgaier.
I don't mean to, but like his name gets brought up so much.
I mean, without his name and every time you bring it up.
Yeah, here, like I'll just send him like
a counter. Just put a counter on the bottom.
Yeah, like put a Justin Allgaier counter on the
Justin
bottom.
Allgaier counter. Okay.
Go
for
it. But as I said, we talked about how you work really closely with everybody. I know you've done some spotting. Have you done anything else like with any of your drivers like at the racetrack? Like have you been like just gone to the racetrack and they're like, "Hey, get up on the tower. We need you."
No. I try to be. I came up working on dirt cars, and I say working very lightly because I didn't do like I understand how they work, and I'm not the guy who's going to be turning wrenches for you to go 150 miles per hour slide under a corner. So I don't want to do that. So anything like small, I can help out with the race teams. I'm all about. So NASCAR stuff, out of my league. I don't know what I'm doing. Funny story. I worked for like Chris Buescher's team when he was in ARCA. Long time ago. That's how I started spotting.
Really?
And I came off the spotters tower. And we were like in, maybe like Salem or something. Some of those small tracks out there. And the crew chief is like, "Hey, I need you to throw these lugs and do all this." And I'm like, I came here to spot, dude. Like, I'm not here to work on this car. I'm like, someone's going to break on this car, and you're going to instantly look at me, the guy who doesn't know what he's doing.
So that's, like, my biggest fear, because I work, like, on the weekends that I'm not racing with JD.
It's the worst, yeah.
I road crew with them. And, like, yeah, the road crew, as obviously now with, the COVID, protocols, there's a lot less to do at the track.
Mm-hmm.
But you're still very hands-on. You're still having to kind of, like, help with the adjustments, help with the miscellaneous
I'll push
stuff.
it through tech. I'm really good at pushing cars through tech.
My biggest fear is like having like I know what I'm pretty confident that I know some of the things that I'm doing, but I'm afraid of like just the one small thing that I do being wrong.
That bolt that you don't check. Yep.
Like
I'm the same with helmets, man.
Like I check I of course I check, but it's like, did I check right?
Yeah. I'm the same with helmets when they go out the door or if we build them like a situation like Ryan Newman at Daytona, we paint Ryan's helmets, and I mean it's the most sickening feeling in the world for you to watch, and especially if you guys are all my friends, you do not want to see your friends get hurt, and that's why we take safety super seriously in this shop, and like how we build helmets and making sure they're right. I mean, they'd have to go through NASCAR's inspection, and they go through a couple different hands than us before they make it to the track, but still just. I don't know. I don't ever want to see any of you guys get hurt, and that's why I make sure you guys are in the best possible equipment possible.
Because that's another thing that kind of like doesn't go really noticed is like you don't just like go over the helmet. You have to literally strip the helmet down.
Yeah.
Completely to just the shell.
Yeah, pretty much.
And you're basically in charge of reconstructing,
putting those pieces back together, making sure your Hans go on right. Yeah, we're everyone in the shop is pretty well skilled in building helmets, and it's not something we just. If it's your first day working here, you're not in charge of putting the helmets back together.
Yeah, I mean, understandable. That's like throwing me out there and saying, "Hey, remember where that went?" No.
Yeah. One more spotting story though. As my spotting career went on, I would love to go be like a full-time spotter too.
Really?
For 1 year. I think that would be fun. Yeah, we're just too busy in here, and I can only do like non-companions and road courses and stuff. But I told Crafton, I was like, before you retire, like let's do like 1 year together. So, but again, I think I would get him in a wreck, and he would be pissed at me.
That's another thing.
Pissed at me for the rest of his life.
Spotting is stressful as hell.
It's pretty stressful. Yeah.
Like, I've spotted. So I've done 2 late model races while spotting.
Those are even worse.
Yeah.
Those are worse than NASCAR races.
100%. Both of them ended on the hook. And it wasn't my fault.
So
it wasn't my fault.
Your record's pretty good.
My record for late model races is pretty good. The first one was my old late model crew chief, Charles Price. He's one of the smartest guys I know. Taught me everything I know about race cars. He went out and the brake rotor on the right front completely broke.
Yeah.
The rotor itself. It became like detached from the hub. I don't know how, don't know why. It just snapped. So he went in the corner.
Someone like you installed it, probably.
Yeah, someone like me. I mean, not me, but someone like me. And he went in the corner, and like I was like, all right, you got it. He's running like second at the time. Like he could have won that race. And all of a sudden I see him just ass pack the guy in front of him. I just hit the mic.
That's okay.
Ass packed him, and I'm like, whoa. And the guy who's spotting for for him, the guy he hit, is right next to me, and he's like, 6'20" and like 500 pounds.
Oh,
like, this is Orange Show Speedway.
I have been yelled at on the spotter stand.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, I'm a helmet painter.
Yeah. Dude, I'm a helmet painter. I'm not a spotter. What are you talking about?
All right, so here's the best yelled at story.
Best yelled at story.
Well, I'm in Canada with the trucks because they can't get enough spotters up there. So I'm on the last corner, which is the most exciting corner in the world at Canada, because those kids are, if they're coming nose to tail through there, they're not. Third place is winning.
They're not. Yeah, there's no way.
So I'm up there spotting for John Hunter, by the way, in the 8 truck, and Cole Custer is running the 00.
You were on Nematode's car?
Yeah. So Cole's spotter up there just so happens to be Joe Custer, his dad. So the restart before the last, we go down there, and John Hunter, I can't really see one, but I just see a bunch of like dust go in the air, right? So I know something's happening. Like, we're 5 wide. Yeah. And so Joe runs over to me, and he's like, who's the 8 spotter? And I'm like, turning my hat back around, like, backwards. I don't really want to be like that guy. So finally, I think somebody's, like Dumb and Dumber, when he's like, he was like, and then he's like pointing at him, like this guy. Yeah, I think one of the spotters is probably doing that to me. Yeah. So he comes up to me, kind of gets my face, and like, we're not doing it. And I'm like, every time you see a steering wheel in my hand, I'm not the one driving.
At the end of the day, it is the driver who does make the moves.
Yeah.
Like,
I can't even see one. Like, I'm not the one in charge here. Yeah. Okay, relayed it, got it. Like, just let him, like you guys hitting the button on your steering wheel. You just need to get it out. You can't let it in. You can't keep it in.
Yeah, if Radioactive really played like everything that's said on the radio,
terrible.
It would be bad.
Yeah,
it'd be really bad.
A lot of drivers getting fired.
Yeah, just so many expletives. So
I'm like, okay, I don't get upset that easily, so it doesn't matter to me. So Michael Stumpff was up there spotting too for Justin Haley, who just won Daytona, which he's a badass. Side story. But Justin like wrecks, and Michael is my ride out there, so I don't have a ride back. It gets okay. So
we're talking about Greg's spotting excursion at Canada with Cole he was spotting for Nematode. If that wasn't captured, he's spotting for Nematode, racing with Cole Custer.
Yeah. So I see them come around. We're like nose to tail. I'm like, oh boy, because I know how Canada ends every time. And so final lap, everyone's like, well, what'd you say to him? Like, okay, we're behind him, so everything's out the windshield. As he's clear out back, like I don't say anything to the drivers if they know what's going on.
I was gonna say that probably had nothing to do with anything you said.
Zero, yeah. So I mean, there's nothing I could say. There's nothing I could be like, hey, don't wreck Cole. Like,
hey, don't do that.
Whatever is in your mind is about to happen. So yeah, I watched the whole thing happen. I watch him wreck. I watch Joe Custer just have a meltdown, and then look at me, and we can't see the start finish line, so we don't know who's won. So they're like, banging doors down the front.
They were doing that down the front
in the grass,
not on the racetrack.
Yeah, in the grass. So I can't see anything. I just see a giant. I know what happened in the corner. I see dust everywhere. So Joe Nemechek is on the other corner. He's like, "Did we win? Did we win?" And I'm like, "Oh God, I'm just hoping that someone else won this race and we can not fight anybody, because I'm not a giant person. I don't get in fights at the racetrack." Yeah. And so we ended up winning, and then I didn't have a ride back, so I don't think Joe was going to give me a ride back, but I had to figure out how to get back to victory lane. So that was the first race I've ever won as a spotter.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Yeah, you won.
Yeah, so that was
you're a Truck Series winning spotter.
I'm an international NASCAR winning spotter.
International phenom. That's incredible. That's awesome.
Yeah, and then I started spotting for Tyler Reddick, and he is terrible at road courses, and we went off the track a lot. So that really dropped my stats down after I started with Tyler. But
that was in the Xfinity car?
Yeah, the Junior Motorsports and RCR. So. Oh,
so you were part of that last year too?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah, I've watched. Me and Tyler have been friends since he was like 13. So it's
back
really
when he had the hair,
the long hair, and a dirt late model. Yeah, like it's. He's the best. I love
he's
Tyler.
Great. I love
the fact that he's a 2-time back-to-back Xfinity champion is just blows my mind, because I just see him as a small child every time I see him. So
he is still small. But...
He is still small, but
yeah.
And then he has a kid now.
I say this as a small person. So
it's just he's a full he's an adult now, and it's weird. It's weird to look at him that way.
I totally understand that. That's.
Is this good? This is what you wanted?
Yeah, this is great.
This is the stories you wanted?
These are like the stories that I personally really love. I mean, and frankly, that's
chicken nuggets you're bringing out of here, dude.
I was gonna say these are some really good. Before these get cold, let's kind of go over these nugs now.
Okay.
This is where we gotta really get down to the nitty gritty. So, yeah, we actually have to do the review, which is always saved towards the end.
I wish I was eating those.
Do you want one so you can get a proper review?
No.
I just put your hand over the lens and
no.
Justin doesn't have to know. Add
Cool.
that one to the Justin counter. So for me, I guess we'll do 2 separate reviews here then.
Okay.
One for the grilled, one for this.
Okay.
For this, I like it. I personally really like it. The chicken, juicy, great, love it. My only vice against this, really, is look at the shine that's on my hands right now.
Yep.
You see that?
I ate mine with a fork, so.
Well, I mean, but it's grilled, you know what I mean? It's gonna be naturally juicy. That's juicy. That's a grilled thing.
You don't like that.
This, you don't want. This is oil.
Okay.
You know what that means? You know what I mean? It's greasy.
I'm following along.
What?
I think I'm following along, yeah.
When you fry it, it's got that oil on it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like that.
Some people like that.
See, that's disgusting.
I mean,
if you want your nuggets drenched in oil,
they're fried nuggets.
You've already lost some of your rights. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
This is just kind of not how.
It's just cooked with love, right? I don't know what to say.
Okay, well that's too much love. I mean, obviously, your nuggets are gonna be a little greasy.
I think this is just you complaining.
I'm not complaining. I'm just being. Listen. Don't question my rating here.
Yeah. He rates chicken nuggets and he just complains about them the whole time.
Well, listen, I'm not complaining. I'm just rating
If you don't
them.
say 10 right here, I don't know. We can't be friends. This is Chick-fil-A.
It's not going to be a 10.
This is Chick-fil-A. It's the best chicken in the world. That's all they do. They don't cook burgers. They make chicken. That's it. And they're good at it.
I will say the flavor is there. The breading, exquisite. This is going to jump to the top, though.
I told you.
This is going to jump to the top. Actually, we got to try.
What'd you have with Chase?
PDQ.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
That
was
yeah.
that one was pretty low on my scale.
What? Why? I think I think PDQ beats
Do you want some of this sauce?
Chick-fil-A. No, I'm good.
You
I'm
sure?
out of nuggets.
Oh.
I'm out of nuggets and out of
You broke the
calories for
one
the day. Oh, I had to dip it in the sauce.
It wasn't a requirement, but
You didn't tell me the rules before we started.
Listen, there's no rules here.
There are no rules.
There are no rules. It's a Nuggie review.
You just told me I broke the rules, and then you said there are no rules.
All right. 8.7.
It's like Fight Club.
This is an 8.7 nugget.
Okay.
8.7. It's not the perfect nugget. I think there's areas that can be better. The juiciness is there. The flavor is there. It's just missing that last little bit.
Okay.
In my opinion.
I'm going straight 9.
Straight 9? Just
Yeah.
flat 9?
Yeah. It is not. I don't know. It's not the.
This is his grilled score. by
It's
the way.
not the best nugget in the absolute
No, it's
world,
not.
but it's pretty dang up there. Like
This-
I could eat those every day.
This is definitely jumped to the top of my score. I think because the Daytona one was really good.
They were good, but like, I don't know.
No, that was like a cookout nugget.
It was.
That's the thing. This is in its own.
We got him in Daytona though. Like, the guy definitely has like a place of chickens where he goes and then proceeds to like shoot them and then throw them on the.
Yeah.
Oh really?
No, yeah, like
It wasn't like a
It was
bag
like
of frozen
like-
chicken.
No.
There's a hole
Like
in the wall.
you knew you were getting
Okay.
the freshest stuff there.
All right, I didn't know that.
Like he got that chicken, freaking round the spot,
Mm-hmm.
ended it. The chicken was sent to the gulag, came back, and they took whatever pieces of chicken. They might have just thrown the whole thing in there.
I'm glad you saved that for Haley and not us. You just gave us fast food Chick-fil-A.
Well, no. The thing is,
That was before the pandemic.
that was before the pandemic.
Pre-pandemic.
But that nugget, I guarantee you, I feel like he took the whole chicken probably and just stuffed it into a grinder.
Probably.
Yeah.
I feel like they were made there. Their sauce was pretty good. But
Daytona Swampland.
Just based on nugget alone,
Swamp chickens.
Yeah.
this is I think I said it.
PDQ making their own sauce is better though.
That made my
Yeah.
score go back up.
Yeah.
Because my score was initially much lower.
I just grabbed this Chick-fil-A sauce out of our bin that's probably been in there for 3 months. So
Did that help your score?
no, I judged the chicken. Yeah.
Okay.
I tried not to.
For me, if a place goes through the effort to make the sauce,
Yeah, it's
to have their own signature sauces, don't get me wrong.
it's the
I'm
best.
a ketchup guy. I'm a ketchup guy by heart.
Okay.
But if you go to a place and they make their own sauce, their own branded signature, whatever,
Mhm.
you know they care about their chicken nuggets.
They care about it.
Yeah.
They care about all their
Chick-fil-A
food.
cares about their chicken nuggets.
Oof. I mean, they're making money.
A lot of it.
It's a pretty good business plan. What do they got going on?
Oh yeah. I took a bite of a nugget when I tried to do the outro, but now I'm just enjoying this nugget. It's a really good time.
It's good.
But,
It's a great time.
It's a great time. But Greg, thank you.
Oh, I
for being-
appreciate you coming on here and giving me nuggets.
And
I look forward to this all week.
I was gonna say this is gonna be good. This is gonna be a really good episode. I really appreciate you being on.
Obviously, it's gonna be a good
This
episode.
may end up just kind of being one of the multiple studio settings for the Nuggie review until we kind of get more back to normal.
As long as you bring me nuggets, I'll let you use this place as much as you
I was
want.
gonna say if that I will pay you in nuggets. That's just kind of like how
I'm pretty pumped to do the next podcast because it's probably gonna smell like nuggets for weeks.
This is
I'm
the
good with-
best I've smelled in a long time.
I'm good with that.
But
You don't take showers anymore.
yeah, I
It's
just kinda
pandemic,
I just take whatever's on my fingers.
COVID-19 showers.
COVID showers.
They don't
yes.
exist.
But Greg, again, I really appreciate you being on. Mark, thank you for
Mark's the man.
bringing the camera. I mean, this is the same. Like I said, it's the same setup we had at Daytona. So
Crushed it.
yeah,
Except no one's stopping me to tell me they're
yeah,
racing motorcycles with my dad.
yeah. Hey, poor Haley. That was funny.
I need to get her on our podcast.
Haley,
Sorry,
get in here.
please.
We need you in here.
She's been here before. She knows where the shop's at, so shouldn't be that hard to
It
get her,
shouldn't be that hard.
get
But
her here. Sorry. No.
well, to wrap this up, thank you, Greg, for being on. Thank you guys for watching. I'm gonna keep doing some more of these. I know it's been a severely long time since the last one, but expect some more of these. Expect some different varieties of nuggies, and I'll see you guys in the next one. See ya.